I have seen pictures of Hasbulla with our favorite Kadyrov, the same Kadyrov who betrayed the Chechen revolutionaries. Well, his father was the one who betrayed the Chechen revolutionaries, but he is of the same traitorous Kadyrov line. I don't talk about Bolsonaro much on this channel, but let me be clear. Bolsonaro has a disdain for democracy. And so it's weird to see somebody who's basically just like a walking, talking meme come out and support Jair Bolsonaro. A lot of people got a wake-up call from Crypto Hasbulla NFT account. Hasbulla. You guys know Hasbulla, right? Not Hezbollah, the militant group. Hasbulla. So for those of you who don't, Hasbulla is like an internet meme where his whole thing is that maybe there's like a YouTube video I can pull up about this. Hasbulla is like an internet meme where the whole thing is he's small and he has a squeaky voice, therefore it's funny. He's like an intelligent guy. It's like Beetlejuice for back in the days for all the Howard Stern fans, but he's like not mentally disabled. He's just small, and therefore it's funny because he might fight some people, and the joke is he's going to challenge Conor McGregor, he's going to challenge Tyson Fury, and he's going to beat them all in the fight. And the joke is, of course, he can't beat them all in the fight. Is there any memes? Yeah, here we go. Let's look at this. Anyway, so that's the joke, right? How old is he? He's like 30 something. He's not like a kid. He's a grown man. Well, he's not a grown man, but he is a man. He is an adult, right? He is an adult.
Burns is an immoral,
Error 510X. Thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate that. He's like 20 something. Okay, so he's around my age, right? Anyway, recently, there was the election between, you know, Bolsonaro and Lula, where Lula actually got the majority of the votes. They're going to go into a runoff. Lula actually beat Bolsonaro by like 5 points. It was like 43% to 48%, but neither got 50%. Immoral, morally corrupt, bankrupt man. So it's going to go into a runoff election between Lula and Bolsonaro. But before the first round of the election, Hasbulla actually ended up endorsing Bolsonaro, tweeting out, "Good luck to my friend President Jair Bolsonaro tomorrow. Go Brazil." Now, I don't talk about Bolsonaro too much on this channel. Hobo, thank you so much for the tier 1 and beats up for 17 months. I don't talk about Bolsonaro much on this channel, but let me be clear. Bolsonaro has a disdain for democracy. Absolutely has a disdain for democracy. He doesn't like democracy. He admitted as much more than, like, I think it was over a decade ago when he was on a public television program, and he said that if he had the opportunity, he would overthrow the government and reinstitute Brazil's old-style military dictatorship. And that's what 90% of Brazilians want, according to him. People would clap and cheer him on as he destroyed Brazil's democracy. Going into this election, he was openly talking like the same way Donald Trump talked going up to the 2020 election. He openly said that if he loses, it's rigged, and, you know, the voting fraud and all that. It's the same election denying, you know, greatest hits, so to speak, from Jair Bolsonaro leading up into this election, trying to basically make people not trust Brazil's system of elections, which, as far as I know, isn't fraudulent to the point that it would overturn the results of a democratic election. But he is trying to pretend that it could, or that it might be rigged in advance, the same way Donald Trump did. So therefore, if he loses, there's some people, including me, who are very concerned that if he loses in this runoff, what Bolsonaro might do, because he's most likely going to lose because Lula is very popular, what he might do is overthrow the government and reinstitute a military dictatorship. Or say it was rigged and violence could spark out on the streets. Or he could try something to destroy Brazil's democracy. And so it's weird to see somebody who's basically just like a walking, talking meme, come out and support Jair Bolsonaro. A lot of people got a wake-up call from Crypto Hasbulla NFT account. But the thing is, I wasn't that surprised. I wasn't that surprised at all. Why was I not surprised? Well, because I have seen pictures of Hasbulla with our favorite Kadyrov, the same Kadyrov who betrayed the Chechen revolutionaries. Well, his father was the one who betrayed the Chechen revolutionaries, but he is of the same traitorous Kadyrov line. The same Kadyrov who took homosexuals, placed them in camps, and beat them and electrocuted them and murdered them with extrajudicial killings targeting the LGBTQ plus population. The same Kadyrov who has gone after the press for criticizing him and locking them up. The same Kadyrov who's had his police brutalize protesters. The same Kadyrov who has openly floated nuking Ukraine. The same Kadyrov who says that after they take Ukraine, they should march into Berlin. Hasbulla, being from this region of the Russian Federation, went to meet Kadyrov, calling him, you know, he's my president, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, being a friendly little face next to this brutal, bloody dictator. So I'm going to be completely honest. A lot of people were very surprised about the Jair Bolsonaro moment with Hasbulla, and a lot of people were like, oh, damn, man, I thought that tiny little guy was funny. I mean, if you've been paying attention, it's not that surprising, man. It's not that surprising. I don't know. Maybe if I got to meet the little guy, he'd be a lot nicer. Who knows? Maybe I've been misled. Hasbulla should just volunteer to go to Ukraine at this point. The Russian army might take him. That's something I entertained, actually. I asked people, do you think he could be mobilized? Do you think Hasbulla could be mobilized? I mean, if he fired a gun, he not a pistol. I think you could handle a pistol with both hands, probably. But like, do you think if they put like an AK-74 or AK-47 in his hand, or an RPG, could you imagine Hasbulla firing an RPG? I couldn't. They could use him as an artillery piece. They like stuff him into an artillery piece and fire him into Ukrainian trenches. Maybe if he lands right, and you like put a knife in his mouth, you know, you never know. Might get some work done. The RPG would fire him. Oh God, it would look super cute. I'm trying to like walk a line of like fun mockery, but also not crossing into ableism, and it's very difficult. It's very difficult. He could be their rogue. He could be the Russian army's mascot. He'd be like mini-me fighting. Unironically, the Chechens are probably, their military force is one of the most atrocious military forces on the planet. They have been accused of a ton of war crimes. And there is a not too high probability that if Hasbulla joined the forces of the Russian army, he'd end up fighting with the Chechens, of course, and then he would either witness or commit war crimes. Could you imagine not only being captured by the Russian army and you're going to be tortured, but then you get tortured by this guy? Like, you're tied up, can't do anything, and this guy tortures you. He's Dagestani, not Chechen. Oh, you're right, he is Dagestani. But could you imagine? You like get tortured, he like cuts you up. I would just give up for the memes. For the memes. Maybe you challenge him to a fight. You never know. Maybe you'll win. I mean, that's what he's doing, right? He challenges like Conor McGregor to a fight. You just challenge him to a fight. Just punt him. This guy, you mean he'll bite your toenails? If you're tied up, man, you give that guy a knife, he'll fuck you up. The victims would be so confused thinking he was a real child. They would be confused. There'd be reports of like Russia using child soldiers, unironically. There would be like a UN investigation into it. What's this? Shut up. Yeah, that would basically be it. That would be it. They would make him like a lieutenant or like they would make him like a little major general or something. They'd give him like fake battle plans just to see what he would do. My goodness. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's keep moving, boys. We got other things we got to cover. Oh, also, speaking about Kadyrov, did you guys see what Kadyrov said recently? Now, I could talk about, like everybody else has, the nuclear threats that he's made. Like, oh, maybe we should use a nuclear bomb in Ukraine. Maybe that'd be based. Maybe that'd be cool. But that's not what I want to concentrate. What I want to concentrate on is he actually claimed his kids are going to go fight in Ukraine. His 14, 15, and 16-year-old children, Akhmat, Eli, and Adam, are ready to show their skills in the zone of the special military operation. I'm not joking. The time has come to prove themselves in battle, and I welcome their ambition. One of them is 14, man. 14. He should be like playing Fortnite, man. He should be like jumping out of the like online battle bus, not like the Russian like conscription bus, man. The actual battle bus, man. So he went from joking about child soldiers to literal child soldiers, unironically. And here's the video they posted with it, by the way, showing his soldiers training to go to war. Oh my God, dude, I'm sorry, man. He is so young. He is so, you look at this guy. Look at this guy, man.
Up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the
These kids are never gonna see the front. The thing is, right, like I wanna like, obviously like, I should be concerned to some degree because, you know, the use of child soldiers is bad and it shouldn't be normalized. But like none of us are under the delusion that he's actually going to be sent to the front line, right? Like none of us like actually think that he's going to the front line. He's not going to be sent to the front, right? This is all LARPing. There's no way Kadyrov would actually agree to send his 14-year-old child to like defend Kherson. There's like, that's not gonna happen. They're not gonna send their kids over to die. If they do go, it's gonna be like they're in like Luhansk or they're in Donetsk, but they're in like Donetsk city, or like they're in like on the border regions. Or maybe they would be like sent to Crimea or something. It would just be basically for like photo ops and shit. Yeah, it'd be garrison troops, exactly. There's no way they would actually send them to go try to like fight and shit. There's just no way in hell. It's just impossible. I refuse to believe it. Italian. Used to work with the Communist Party. Interest in trains. Suppresses political opposition. Blocks people on Twitter. Ally with Hitler. Friends with Vosh. Looks like it's all making sense now. Ooh. Man, these are some decent arguments. I hadn't considered this. Vosh Hitler, also known as Vitler. Back to this. Look at these kids. Look at these super soldiers. See, this one, I think this is the 16-year-old. He almost looks like a man. I mean, they're just playing with toys. They're just playing with toys and pretending they're going to send his kids to war. I think the thing is, right? Kadyrov maybe wants to be seen as like, hey, I'm the guy who sent my kids to war. Like everybody else is to send their kids to war. I'm going to be like the people. But I'm going to send my 14-year-old to war. But to be completely honest, I don't think anybody would have been under the delusion of like, hey, Kadyrov, if, you know, people will call you a hypocrite if you don't send your 14-year-old child to the front line. I don't think anybody would have criticized him. I think this is, you know, just him maybe going a little above and beyond and going to the point of above and beyond in child soldier zone. Okay, that's enough of this. This is silly. This is silly.
A curd is a curd.
Mover and Shaker Hamza Prime number $5. They have gone mad.
Thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. They have gone mad. I mean, I don't know what else to make of this. Just like, I don't know, man. This is like very flagrant, but it's always been this flagrant in Chechnya. Kadyrov is a fucking warlord. Like, he just doesn't care. Like, he has been, like, this government doesn't care, like, how they treat homosexuals or journalists or anything like that. They're just quite literally just like a family of brutes. Like, like the whole Kadyrov line, unironically.